So here's the software side of it. Now here, oops, we don't have a COM port yet. So there's no configuration, we're not talking to anything. Let's plug it in. Hold up. Took two hands, sorry. So now we're plugged in. Let's try again. Now we have COM port 5. Test it. It says bad. Let's test it again. Now it says good. I'm not quite sure why, but let's go with good. UI comes up. Across the top, switch 1, 2, 3, push button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, high, low. Very much like the controller. It happens to recall from the Arduino what I already have configured. Let's never mind that. What's live, if I click something here, we're activating that port on the I/O board. Doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter configuration. That is responding to the messages on the wire. So this is how you characterize your light bar. Now it's going to be the rear stuff, just because that's where it's plugged in. Now it's the inner front. Well, you can't see behind there, but there it is. So the point here is the live stuff, that's what your light bar does. That's what is physically connected on the light bar that you're sitting in front of running this code with the Arduino. So as you characterize that and determine what your light bar can do, then you drop down here and you assign it to switches and push buttons. So right now, let's do the inner strobes. On my light bar, these two outputs are the inner strobes. Now, if I press switch 1, I have my inner strobes. Now let's try outer strobes on switch 2. Not sure why it's doing. There we go. So I got some bugs. You saw me click the switch a couple of times. So switch 3, we already have all strobes and some flashers on phase 1 and phase 2. So let's go with that. Okay. Let's pull off the flashers. have just strobes. So just for fun, let's pull off the strobes and do phase 1, phase 2, alternating phase 1, phase 2, alternating phase 1, phase 2, and that's all I got on this light bar. Let's see what switch 3 does. We got no strobes here. We have nothing but halogen lights flashing. Let's make them steady. Every single light will now be steady for switch 1. I'm sorry, switch 3. So minus the bugs or latency, that's how this software interface works. You can explore what your light bar does with the live setting. That I find out that's what each individual I/O does. Then you work down and assign it to your switches. And then finally, when you're done, you can commit to EEPROM. That now burns it into the Arduino, and that will be your configuration. And if you connect it to this pseudo PCDS, that will be what your light bar actually executes and runs. The switches will agree with the switches. Kind of cool.